I'm Sky.
I'm Finn.
I'm Delaney.
I'm Harrison.
And we are.
And we're
Blue
Crew Broadcast.
Hi, Braves. Welcome back to the Blue Crew Broadcast. It's been a minute, but we're back. I'm Sky.
I'm Delaney.
I'm Jefferson Shifter.
Yeah, so as you guys can tell, we have a new host, Jeff. If you can introduce yourself a little bit. And then...
I'm Jeff. I am a senior in high school, out to High School. And let's see here. I'm into photography. I love movies, comedy movies. But overall, I'm really excited for this podcast and to kick it off.
Yeah, we are so excited to have you join us.
Thank you.
So I'm going to pass it off to Delaney now with some announcements.
All right, guys. So I know we've kind of been lackluster with our current events and some announcements, but we have a lot of exciting things coming up. We have homecoming. It's going to be sort of like a modified drive-through type, but still, you can totally still dress up, still vote for your homecoming king and queen. And if you are in a club or an organization on campus, please be sure to get those nominations in by next week so we can start deciding on court and stuff like that. And then also we have hintings of prom coming up, so just be on the lookout for those.
Awesome. So
That's great.
So today we're going to be kind of talking about Valentine's Day coming up, and we'll later be joined by a wonderful guest, Coach Furman, Mr. Furman, depending on how you know him. So yeah, hand it off to Jeff to get us started, Jeff and Delaney.
All right. Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So let's see here. I have this for like you guys and Mr. Furman too. Okay. So what is your best gift that you ever gave to someone? Like overall, like for Valentine's Day?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also additional questions for Mr. Furman, but
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, me and Sky kind of think about that one a little bit. I'll say the best gift I've received.
Yeah,
Well,
you received too.
Yeah, and then I'll do the other one later. But
Yeah.
I just need to think about that one. So the best gift I've received is in 5th grade. I was having like a really rough day, and Valentine's Day, of course. And so I come home and I get in the car, and my dad had this big pink and red weenie dog, and it's like probably the stupidest thing ever, but it's like it meant so much to me because like seeing that the stupid little expression on that dog's face just made me so happy. I've always loved Valentine's Day, but like 5th grade, I like started to like not like it or whatever. In 5th grade, I was a bad kid. Like, not even gonna lie, I was a bad kid.
I think
Like,
everybody was, right?
It was for some reason, like, and then I was hating Valentine's Day that year, and then that dog like made me like it again. So
Brought it back.
yep.
Yeah. What about you, Sky?
I don't know about giving, but the best one I've received was probably like a bouquet of my favorite flowers, which is sunflowers, and then this really cute like little monkey that was pink because I love monkeys. So
That's cool. It's cool.
yeah.
I'm gonna speak for myself. Actually, I haven't received a Valentine's. I mean, like I remember back in like elementary school when you guys used to like make like little cards for each other. You remember that? Like the
The
that stuff?
mailboxes.
Yeah, the mailboxes. Yeah, that's the only thing I received though. I haven't received anything tremendously like, oh my god, this is huge. But
Yeah.
I haven't really gotten like a big thing from my dad. So
Yeah.
But giving, I mean, every year I give my mom a coupon book. So
Oh, that's cute. I
Hey.
love that.
saving money that way, right?
that's pretty rad.
Yeah. My mom and dad have coupons too. It's like we go to like every fast food restaurant and they'll just like hand it to them like, where did you get that from?
Yeah.
But-
I'd say the best one I've probably given was to my best friend, because I mean my best friend's usually my Valentine. It was just a necklace, but it's still cute, I guess.
Can we all agree that, have you guys been to Ontario Mills? I went there yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, have you guys been in there recently?
Yeah.
Okay, Well, there's like this bear and it's filled with like flowers. Have you seen that like on Instagram
I've
or
been wanting
whatever?
one of those so bad. Like
Yeah.
so bad. They're so cute.
Yeah. I thought about buying one for one of my friends, but I was like, I don't know. Like I don't know.
They're so cute. I love them. And those big teddy bears from Rite Aid or Target that are like
Yeah.
they're like
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Or the Costco teddy bears that are like
Those are
life
so
size.
huge.
I want one of those.
I love them so much.
Yeah, you can sit right next to you, Sky.
Exactly. That's why I want it. Replace it for my bed.
Okay, so like, okay, I have a question. So I personally don't like chocolate, and obviously Valentine's Day is like surrounded by chocolate. Do you guys have any like ideas of like good Valentine's Day candy that is not chocolate?
I have one. It just popped in my mind just like that. Okay. I forgot. Okay, it's like little Valentine hearts. Like they're like
Conversation hearts?
yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. What the heck?
Yeah, they're not chocolate.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good. Thank
Yeah.
you. Those and then also like the nougats. I don't know if you got. They're like really
Nougats?
brown, but they're white with like they're like circle nougats with white, and then there's like a little heart in the center, and then it's striped around the like candy, the center or whatever. And it's like really good, and it tastes like minty or cherry or cinnamony or something like that. They have like different flavors, but it's like so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. There's also like white. Do you like white chocolate?
It depends. I do.
Like
Yeah,
Starbucks? You know what I mean? Like the Starbucks white chocolate? I love
yeah.
white chocolate. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Let's see. What else candy am I thinking of?
And like, okay, I like chocolate covered strawberries. Like, I like that. Like, that's fine.
That's weird that you like that out of all the things.
I know.
But
If
you don't
it's
like chocolate.
with something, I think like if there's something else to balance out the chocolate, then I'm good. But if it's chocolate, I hate it. Like, I can't.
Huh. I never thought of like.
Or like yellow cake with chocolate frostings.
Oh, churros.
Yeah.
But there's not really like Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Those are more like fair type of stuff.
Do you guys have any like Valentine's Day traditions? Like anything you do every year?
I personally don't, but if Sky does, I
don't. I'm not a huge fan of Valentine's Day, if I'm being honest.
I'm not either.
I think it's a little bit of an overrated holiday.
Honestly, you know what I personally think? Like growing up, like Valentine's used to be so sweet and so special to me, but like as I gotten older, I realized like it's just about two people coming together more and giving things. It's kind of like Thanksgiving, but for couples.
Yeah.
Come to think about it.
Really like it. I love Valentine's Day. I don't know, like I feel like even if you're single, you can't be mad on Valentine's Day. Like you just see like, it's just so cute. Like I've been for most Valentine's days, but then like I see people like loving each other and like I see pink and red hearts all around and I'm like, oh.
That's really sad. Like,
no, I'm not sad. I'm like, you know what? It'll be me one day, but for now, I'm gonna let them have their moment. Like this is their time.
For sure. I mean, that's a good outlook, I think.
I love Valentine's Day.
Okay, well, with that, we are now going to introduce our guest, Mr. Furman. So yeah, see you guys in a second. All right, guys, we are back and we have a wonderful guest, Coach Furman. What's up? How are you?
Hey, everybody. I'm great. I am great. Enjoying this Monday after the Super Bowl off. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Good.
Mr. Furman, you're a language arts teacher and a basketball coach, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a question for you. What is the biggest intellectual word you can think of?
Whoa. A biggest intellectual word.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Could be anything.
Congruent. I don't know. Congruent. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that word just drives me crazy actually in math, but it's a word, so it deals with English. And so, congruent means a lot of things, togetherness, whatever.
Okay. So, wait, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so our viewers who don't really know you could get to know you a little bit. Could you give us a little bit of your background story, how you got to be where you are?
how I got to be where I am, how I became, so basically, basically a teacher and 42 years old. Briefly, I'll try to keep this as brief as possible, but hopefully interesting. I was born in Arcadia, California, grew up here in Southern California until the age of about 14 years old. I went to Etowanda High School for 1 year. And then my parents and I moved out to South Carolina. I have two older sisters who stayed here. They had already graduated high school. And so they remained here, but they moved me to South Carolina with them because we had to take care of my grandmother who had Alzheimer's. So small town called Camden, South Carolina, huge culture shock. Southern California, you have every race, every creed, every color. In South Carolina, it was just black and white. So I was, first day of school, I was a huge culture shock, but South Carolina, not much to do, but ended up just focusing on track and field, playing sports, and got a scholarship at the University of Florida. Did well in college, University of Florida, in high jumping and things, and competed professionally for a little bit. And then right around the age of, I'd say, 25, 26, I thought I should get serious and get a job, because when you're broke, you can't get a fiance. That's not really cute, you know what I mean? So my dream job was to be a firefighter. I wanted to be a firefighter. Like that was what I wanted to do. Like, I passed a physical test, I passed written tests, and there was a personality test that actually I failed. And they told me as a result of that test, I didn't have the people skills to be a firefighter. So that kind of dwindled out, and I wanted to coach. My plan was to be a firefighter, and then on my days off, I was going to substitute teach and see if I could help out and coach, be an assistant coach. I love working with students. So I ended up just going right into coaching and subbing and instructional assisting down at Colony High School. And I was an assistant for the basketball team, and I loved it. And then I got a teaching gig, and I was enjoying that. And I thought I was going to be assistant coach my entire life. And just I didn't want to deal with the paperwork and all the other stuff that comes with being a head coach. I liked being behind the scenes. But then the job at Altaloma came open for basketball. And I had taken a year off because we just had my little girl who's now 11. I'd taken a year off and kind of sat back and prayed about it, thought about it, and some buddies of mine said, "You'd be perfect. I think you might just take this opportunity." So I went out on a limb, got the basketball job here, got a teaching gig here, been here since about 2010 and 2011 actually, and just loving it. This place is awesome. We've had our ups and downs, but the most important thing is that I feel like I've been able to touch some lives, and that's the most important thing. And I believe that I was put in the right position, and that firefighting wasn't for me, even though it was a goal of mine. And I always tell people, if you don't reach your goal, that's a door that's closed, but that means when that door closes, something else is going to open that could be bigger and better for you. So
yeah, totally.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Talking more about like your ups and downs, more specifically downs. What's the most difficult thing that basketball practices have like undergone this year?
Zoom basketball practice. It might be the most mentally frustrating thing ever. But then afterwards, you got to remind yourself that it's a first world problem. I was so excited to get out there, maybe even more excited than the guys were when we were allowed to go out there first, live in person. And then, so the toughest thing was shutting us back down.
Yeah.
Looking at my students, looking at my players' faces after seeing us outside. Then we come back in and we're doing, back to the push-ups online, back to the dribbling online, or back to me sending out workouts. They do it on their own. So, I am a glass half full type person. I have high hopes all the time, and I stay hopeful. So I don't want to be a Debbie Downer and bring my hopes down on other people. But yeah, the first shutdown probably was the hardest thing. After let us come back for a little bit.
And then also kind of like a follow-up question. What has been the most redeeming thing about basketball this year?
The gym being completed.
Yeah.
The gym is gorgeous. I was fortunate enough to be on a committee that got to pick some colors and shades and floors and designs for the gym, and seeing it come to fruition. I mean, I knew it was going to be nice. I did not know it was going to be as beautiful as it is. So that has really just boosted my morale. And I really believe when you guys get to see that in person, it's going to be just a jolt to your morale.
Okay. Question. I have a question for him. How long have you been a basketball coach? I think you already said that. So, what was your dream job when you were younger, besides a firefighter?
I wanted to be a Los Angeles Laker.
Okay. All right. Dream big.
Hey, this is just truth. Laker or firefighter. I think it's easier to be a Laker, actually. It's harder to be a firefighter. But no, I always wanted to be 6'9", like Magic Johnson. He was my favorite player. Watching the Lakers growing up, in the 80s, they were so good. I'm 7, 8 years old, and I thought they won so many championships. I thought world champion was part of their name. They're the world champion Lakers. I was like, wait, how come they're not the world champions? My dad was like, they lost last year, son. They lost. So, but that was firefighter or Los Angeles Laker. Teaching never really popped up on my radar, but like I said, I think that the road that I took led me to the profession that I'm supposed to be in.
That's cool.
That's awesome. I know you're very much appreciated on campus. So so you said you started at Altaloma in 2010, which means 2011. So you've been here for about 10 years now?
Yep, a decade.
So that's quite a bit of time. And what would you say has probably been, like, what's your favorite tradition on campus and favorite thing to do as like a teacher and a coach when you're interacting with your students? Like over the years, what has been some of your favorite things?
Oh, man. Obviously, inside the classroom is very important. I want to say that first. But I think the most important thing as a teacher is the building of relationships. So the outside of the classroom activities, I enjoy seeing students because I work with ASB as well. So I enjoy being part of something and putting something together and seeing students reap the benefits and enjoy what we did. I was able to, along with Mrs. Kettle and ASB, put together Moonlight Madness, which ran for a bunch of years. We're going to get that back started up when we get back on campus. Whether it's a homecoming dance, a prom, rallies, even car washes in the front like we used to have, those are fun. Anytime that you can see a student and you can kind of build a relationship. So whenever time there was a building a relationship, I had a blast coaching the Powder Puff football team last year. I'll tell you that much.
Yes, that was so fun.
that was fun, and just seeing students in a different element, and them seeing me in a different element, and sharing and learning more and sharing. And that's what I think it's all about, because those were what high school memories are built on. I remember all the outside activities. I don't really remember who I sat next to in first period chemistry. So I think that's what that thing is. Just whatever we can do to build relationships. That's what I enjoy the most.
That's awesome.
That means a lot, especially to the students of teachers who go that like extra mile to make sure that we're comfortable in like a school setting and like comfortable to talk to you guys about stuff. So I really appreciate your outwardly efforts to like do that for a lot of the students that you have. So a more lighthearted question and our last question of the discussion. What's your favorite Valentine's Day snack or candy?
Easy. Hands down, chocolate-covered strawberries.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, they're so good. I was just telling him earlier I hate chocolate, but I love chocolate-covered strawberries.
Yeah, chocolate-covered strawberries. I buy my wife some just so I can get some. To be completely honest, they are so good, especially when the strawberries are just big and I can it takes me back to think about prom. They had chocolate covered strawberries at a prom one time, and most of my chaperoning time was spent by that table. So, but I appreciate what you guys said about going the extra mile. I learned that at an early age. I remember in 5th grade, I went to Coyote Canyon Elementary, which is where my daughter goes now. And there was a substitute teacher there. He would come out and play football with us every recess. And I looked up to him and I wanted to be like him. And he was so quick and so athletic, and we couldn't catch him. And I was like, I want to be that guy. And he had so much fun spending time with us and taught us so much about the game and sports and competition. And I learned a lot from him. And so, you kind of want want to pay things forward, right? So if I can reach one person, you know, I have Jefferson Shifter. He's one of my there's one of my aides in one of my classes. I mess with him on a daily basis. I tease him, but he knows it's out of love.
Yeah.
And, you know, you know. So and Delaney, same way. I tease Delaney all the time, and Sky, it was fun teasing you about your quarterback skills and things like that, and the trick play we ran. But you know, I think there's just those little things, those little type of, like I said, relationship building is cool, and seeing you guys develop and grow from timid little freshmen to just these outspoken seniors who just run podcasts and become photographers and
Yeah.
run and work at Chick-fil-A, you know, stuff like that.
Well, it's people like you, Mr. Furman, that are great, and we learn other things that we can pull from that. You know what I mean, and grow bigger, and you grow bigger, and we just both. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially going bigger over quarantine too. That's
So kind of with that, do you have like any questions for us?
How long has this podcast been going on?
Since
October?
yeah, I'd say about the end of October.
Okay.
Wow, far out.
See, I just ran out of guests. I'm like, Coach Furman. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I was the one that asked for you.
No, I'm teasing. So that's cool. And so how do people watch this?
We stream it on, or we post it on YouTube, and it's also streamed through Spotify and Anchor. And then our social medias kind of keep everyone updated.
And how did you guys come up with this idea? Like,
well, I was kind of figuring out, so like during quarantine, obviously, I think I was kind of thinking about how the best thing on our campus is our like connection that everyone has, and like the involvement, how like our campus is like a family, like what truly, like we have a really amazing connection on our campus. And when we went into quarantine and COVID happened, obviously that connection was kind of broken, and everyone was kind of like disconnected from everyone. And so I was kind of trying to think of a way to somewhat bring that back. And so I was talking to Mr. Kaler and brought up the idea of a school podcast. And so after it got approved to him, I came to Delaney and was like, hey, do you want to help me get this started? And so after that, we kind of reached out to Finn and Harrison, and ever since then, it's kind of been rolling, and now we're getting more people involved, which is pretty awesome.
that's awesome. I mean, I love the way that you guys are thinking outside the box. Like it's funny because we're in a Zoom box right now, but we got to think outside of the box to make these things work, you know, and you guys got to do things like for yourselves and just for self-care and like just to kind of get going every day. And your teachers, we're the same way. We're like, it is Wednesday. What is going on? Like, I run out the hallway.
That's nice to know, honestly.
Yeah. I go on the hallway and I look and I'm like, this is empty hallway is boring. Like,
yeah,
you know, I miss the traffic and the freshmen going the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's so true at the same time.
yeah, that's part of high school, you know. So
It's just the hardest thing is the monotony of like every day. Like every day you do the same thing. Like every week it's the same thing. Like there's nothing, like you're living.
Yeah.
It's like the Truman Show. Like you just keep.
Honestly,
It's
I
just
never
like
thought of it that way. I love that.
it's so like it's just like there's nothing, you know. But it's good that we have like these little things like the podcast and like homecoming and prom and all that stuff to kind of look forward to, especially with seniors like college. We're looking forward to that.
yeah,
So
I might have to order a tux for that.
hey, I'm so excited that you got that we're trying to find ways to do little things here and there. So I know like the struggle is real. Like I like to try to, I mean, even like picking your clothes for the day, like who's gonna see?
Yeah. Jeff, you only have to buy a top half of a suit, so don't.
Yeah.
You're right. Just a top
Money,
hat and
money.
just a half. Yep.
I've worn mismatched socks so many times this year.
Like I'm wearing pajama bottoms right now. You guys never have known.
Yo, Mr. Furman, man, you've been so cool to me, honestly. I remember one of the rallies, you were there and you were hosting the rallies, and everyone was like to my left, to my right, everyone was like, "Yo, is that Mr. Furman?" And I was like, "No, I don't think so." But I remember the shoes. You guys always have to look for the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
That
it's
must
the
have been
sneakers,
a Renaissance rally when I had on
the gold. Yeah, yeah.
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 Fun times. Good times.
Well, I can say
Thank you so much for coming on, Mr. Furman. We really appreciate you aiding our discussion and answering all of our questions with very thoughtful and honest answers. We really appreciate that. And we appreciate every single guest that comes on our podcast. But you just made this one really, really special as our Valentine's Day and Furman episode. So we want to
Valentine's.
so much for that. We want to
Thank
that.
you.
yes.
So, if there's anything else you want to ask or say, speak now or forever hold your peace.
All right, hey, I got two things real quick.
Okay.
I missed the Valentine's Elementary where you used to give everybody a Valentine.
In the mailboxes.
I'm telling you that.
And then it'll be like two cute girls that get the special ones. But anyway, and I just want to leave you guys with a message. Hey, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond. Love you guys. Go Braves.
Thank you so much, Furman. We appreciate you.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, man.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You okay?
Oh, do I leave now? Is that good?
I mean, do you want to do
we're keeping that in, right? We're
I
keeping that in.
thought there might be like a post game. My bad. I'm sorry. All right, bye.
Commercial.
Bye.
Bye, Mr.
I love you.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna
Yeah,
leave that
you
in.
did that on purpose.
Oh my God.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Jeff.
I'm Delaney.
Feel like a type of